Today, the world is filled with women archaeologists who delight in uncovering the past. They carry out fieldwork under sometimes difficult conditions and in remote places in order to uncover truths about ancient peoples who lived in societies and civilizations long before the present. From Central America to Asia, from Australia to Africa, from here in Canada to the Middle East, using innovative cutting-edge technologies alongside long-established excavation methods, women archaeologists are energetically bringing the fascinating past to life. Today's women archaeologists succeed several generations of accomplished women, many of whom came to establish themselves as leading authorities in the ancient cultures they researched. Whether collaborating with other men and women or directing their own expeditions, these women can be credited for their persistence, fearlessness, and relentless energies in uncovering and interpreting the past. One of the most fascinating women from the early part of the 20th century is Gertrude Bell. Born the daughter of a wealthy English industrialist, Bell's path diverged from that of most other women of her time. Mastering several foreign languages, studying history, and traveling to many places around the world, Bell fell in love with the landscapes and peoples of the Middle East. Her particular fascination with the ancient cultures of these lands can easily be seen in the hundreds of photographs that she took of ancient sites and monuments during the course of her intrepid journeys. Venturing further and further off the beaten track, she encountered people who had rarely seen a European, much less a European woman. Accompanied by her male guards and Syrian cook, Bell rode on horseback and slept in a simple tent, in spite of the sweltering heat, dust storms, and torrential rains encountered along the way. At the height of her interest in archaeology, Bell embarked on her most challenging and daring journey. This trip took her down the eastern bank of the Euphrates River, from what today is the modern country of Syria, into southern Iraq. The year was 1909, and this amazing trip, during which Bell covered more than 1,400 kilometers, would enable her to explore the heart of the lands of Mesopotamia and to see for herself the ancient remains of the glorious civilizations and peoples that had once occupied this part of the world. For Bell, this Mesopotamian journey, during which she carefully recorded many of the sites she visited, drawing plans of ancient buildings and photographing countless monuments, firmly established her reputation not only as a first-rate traveler, but as a serious and committed scholar of the past. For most archaeologists, the moment of discovery is truly thrilling. For Bell, her greatest discovery was the castle of Uqaydir in southern Mesopotamia. She knew nothing about this place when she first set out on her 1909 journey, but as she traveled further and further down the Euphrates and heard more and more astonishing stories about an amazing ruined palace located in the desert wastes, she became determined to visit the site and to be the first to properly record it. One can only imagine the tremendous excitement she must have felt when this astounding place first came into view, and then her increasing wonderment as she approached the edifice and began to take in its form. Her photographs capture brilliantly the palace's ancient corridors, archways, courtyards, and grand halls. Although long forgotten and crumbling, it still preserved within its heaped ruins a glimmer of the grandeur it possessed when it was first occupied back in the early Islamic period of the 8th century. Gertrude Bell would go on in her life to achieve many great things, including helping to create the modern state of Iraq and establishing a national museum to house its treasures. But it was her study and subsequent publication of the palace and mosque at Uqaydir which earned her a place among the great women archaeologists of the 20th century.